Hi guys, so I've just come back from seeing Scream 5, or Scream as it's being marketed as, and really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Before I get into the review, this is just going to be a quick fire review. It's going to be spoiler free, and I'm going to try and avoid, I'm going to try and be as vague as is possible. But I've always had a soft spot for the Scream movies. Love the first movie. It's definitely up there as one of the best movies of the 90s in my opinion. Love Scream 2. I like Scream 3, even with the silly twist. And I like Scream 4, definitely more than 3. Before I went in to see this, my standing was 1, 2, 4, 3. That's how I ranked them in my head. And now I would probably rank them as 1, 2, 4, 5, 3. And yeah, that's where this one stands in my head anyway. But, word to the wise, for anyone who hasn't seen a Scream movie before, I would not recommend watching this movie. I really wouldn't. This is definitely for the fans. Definitely for the fans. And if you're a fan, like I am, and you've seen them as many times as I probably have, which is a lot, you are going to be in for a treat. But it's also very meta. Now, as you know with Scream, that's always the thing. It's always meta. The whole thing is a critique on slashers. And depending on how much meta-ness you can take, depends on your level of enjoyment. And story-wise, that's about it. That's all really I'm going to say, really. There's a lot of great references and hints for eagle-eyed viewers and people who've been watching the franchise since it began. And other than that, I'm not going to say anything else. Oh, actually, no, I will say one other thing. It's gory, which I love practical effects. Today, it's way too much CGI and things. But it's very violent. I think, well, this is in the UK anyway. It's rated 18, and I think it's the first one rated 18 over here, so it might be whatever the American equivalent is. I think that's NC-17. So yeah, it's an 18 rated, and very violent, very bloody. A lot of great practical effects. Really well paced. And it feels like a Scream movie. Now, obviously, this is the first Scream movie made after Wes Craven sadly died, who's such a great horror director. He's, Nightmare on Elm Street, Last House on the Left, Hills of Eyes, all that stuff. But it actually feels like a Scream movie. It feels like he directed this as well. And that credit to the two directors, really credit to them. And they're clearly fans of the franchise, but it's not too fan servicey. There are moments where, again, like the meta-ness, depending on your thing, you might think it's too much or too little. And there is a twist. There is a twist in this movie. It comes along very quickly, actually. The pacing's really good in this movie. It's nearly 2 hours long, but it doesn't feel like it for a horror movie. That's quite long for a slasher, but it doesn't feel like 2 hours. But the pacing's really good. But this twist, it comes along fairly quick. I'd say within the first half hour. And that is going to be a deal breaker for some people. Now, I've only seen it once, and I'm currently on this twist. I went to see it with my brother, and he's an even bigger Scream fan than me, and me and him are both on that. But I really think this, well, I don't think, I know, this is probably going to be the last Scream movie, and I'm glad, because for all it is, yeah, it's a really good high to go out on, definitely. The acting's really good, the new cast. I don't think I've seen him in anything else. Actually, no, there's one of the guys, I think he's in Don't Breathe. I've literally just come in, I've not done any research, so you have to forgive me if I'm not saying anyone's names. And yeah, they're really good performances, really good. The scares are really good. The dialogue quite snappy, quite witty. And there's a few other people. There's a few moments that are a bit with their performances, but overall everyone's really good in their role. And obviously the old cast come back. You have David Arquette, Courtney Cox, and of course Neve Campbell. And I can't remember the actress's name, the one who plays what's her bloody name? Sheriff Judah from Scream 4. She's back in this one as well. And yeah, they're all really good. It's great to see these characters back again, and the way they interact with each other, really great. But like I said, do not see this movie if you've not seen the other Scream movies, because you will be left in the dark. You will not know what's going on. And even if someone explains to you what's going on without actually experiencing it, you're not going to get it. And I really recommend, if you haven't, at least see Scream 1. You probably wouldn't have to see Scream 2, 3, and 4 to watch this one and enjoy it. But if you've seen Scream 1, you should be okay. You should be able to connect the dots a lot in a few places here and there. Again, the meta-ness, because this one isn't actually written by the guy who wrote the other 4. So how they made it feel like a Scream movie when it's not the same writer or director, I don't know how they did that, but kudos to them. But again, the meta-ness, how much, it's like Tarantino movies with his film references he does. How much you can take before you're like, okay, we get it, depends on your level of enjoyment. And that's about it, really. So yeah, I'll probably give it either 7 or 8 out of 10, I'd say. I was never bored. There was never a moment I was bored. There was never a moment I was like, oh, come on. I really liked some of the fake outs. They were really good, really well implemented. Trying to think of other things to talk about without giving things away. It's funny, actually. That's definitely, it's definitely the funniest Scream I've seen of the lot. Definitely the funniest. So yeah, that's something. Yeah, I did not expect to laugh as much as I did. And one of the great things when me and my brother went to see it was, there's clearly a lot of Scream fans in there, like proper actual Scream fans, because there's a lot of moments where we all were like, oh, and usual fangasm stuff. But as a final outing, and I really hope it is a final outing, I highly doubt anyone from Paramount's watching this video, but don't make another one. That's a really good high to go out on. It really is. So yeah, that's it summed up. Yeah, definitely. I'll probably go and see it again another time. But if you've already seen it, let me know down below what you think as well. But try and keep it spoiler free for those who haven't, because some people might be on the fence about seeing another film in an ongoing franchise. So yeah, so if you're a Scream fan, go see it. If you're not, don't. Watch the others, then go see it. That's my recommendation.